What's up, everybody? Nook is back here for another review for you guys today. I did have another review lined up, but I've decided, you want to know what? It's long enough. It's long overdue. This is news of the world. I've wanted to see this since this trailer came out. It came out in theaters in America on Christmas Day. It did not come to my local theater. And I was not willing to pay the $20 that they wanted you to rent it on Amazon Prime. I'm tempted to do that with Minari and maybe The Father. I'm not going to, though. I'm tempted. I want to. I really want to see those movies because they are up for Best Picture. Now, we are also going to go into what I thought about the film, but also what it is nominated for and if I think it has the chance of winning anything. So, we are going to talk about the film first, give my grade, and then we're going to go into the nominations and what it is potentially best shot of winning. So this is News of the World, starring Tom Hanks and Helena Zengel. This released on Christmas Day last year. This is a film that really did look like an Oscar competitor because of the Western type film. It looked like your classic Westerns. This is about a Civil War veteran who agrees to deliver a little girl who speaks a foreign language, and she was taken by Indians years ago. So he has to deliver her to her aunt and uncle against her will, and they travel hundreds of miles and face grave dangers along the way as they search for a place that they can each call home because Tom Hanks, or as he's named in here, Captain Kidd, has not seen his wife for 4 years, and it does have a emotional tug with that too. This is a film that was getting a lot of awards buzz, namely for Hanks and Zengel. Hanks and Zengel were definitely the standouts of this film. They are the two that you do really love along the way. I did not think this was a Best Picture quality film. But then again, I don't think Mank is an Oscar quality film. So, I mean, I will go into that in just a little bit. And look also at the Best Picture and think if I think that this could have fit in there. Spoiler, I think it could have. Do I think this is a Best Picture winner? No. Do I think it's a good film, though? I think it's a damn good film. This is a great Western, and I'm not a huge fan of Westerns. Westerns are a little slow for me, and that's the problem with this film, I think. It's namely that it's a little slow to begin with. And then it picks up, and then it gets slow again. It's just a pacing issue. I think you could have shaved off easily 15-20 minutes here and there to cut it down to a 90-minute film, maybe to a 100-minute film. This film didn't need to be close to 2 hours. I thought that the costume design, it was beautiful. I loved the costumes and the makeup. It is really showing Tom Hanks' age because, let's be honest, he's not the same age as he was in Bachelor Party or Big or Bosom Buddies, or Forrest Gump anymore. He's starting to turn into an older gentleman. But he played this role so well. He is acting like a caring father towards the later half of this film. The movie only has a couple issues, namely the pacing, and I was not a fan of Helena Zengel's character. I thought she was a little bit of a brat. I didn't really care for her character all that much to begin with. And we don't really see her captured by the Indians. I wish we would have. And there's a very out of place, like, pedophilia segment of this film where they insinuate that Hanks is having sex with her. And they want to buy her off of him to do the same thing. I didn't really think that fit in there too well. I thought that was way out of place and way out of left field. Maybe that's how it was back then. None of us were there to know exactly what went on with some of these. I'm trying not to say, well, cretins. If you are a pedophile, you are a sin against humanity, and you deserve to be raped and beaten in jail. You don't do that to kids, no matter what. Now, it does make you feel bad for her because it kind of insinuates maybe that's what happened with her and the Indians. So that starts your emotional attachment to her along the way. Then we see what happens once he gets her to the aunt and uncle, who have very little to do in the film, but it's namely Tom Hanks' performance and the screenplay that I think really stand out here, along with the score and the cinematography. The cinematography is very, very beautiful. Paul Greengrass. Let's talk about Paul Greengrass for just a minute and look at his other filmography, okay? Because this guy liked to do a lot of shaky cam with some of his past films. So let's look at his other directorial films. Okay, so he has News of the World, Jason Bourne. I did not like Jason Bourne. Captain Phillips, Green Zone, Bourne Ultimatum, Bourne Supremacy, United 93. So you can see he likes to do a lot of action. He likes to do a lot of emotional tolling films on you. But I'm really glad that he used lens flares well and did not do the classic Paul Greengrass style of filmmaking, which is a lot of handheld shots with shaky cam. You don't need that with every single scene. He actually did these action scenes, and there is a couple here that I really do enjoy. The Gunslinging West. I love that. Give me more of that, and I wish we would have gotten maybe one or two more of those. But this film really does have a great cast. Helena Zengel, I don't believe was awards worthy. I think she was only up there because she's a up and comer actress, just like what's his name was from Jojo Rabbit. Roman Griffin Davis. I haven't heard anybody talk about him since last Oscar season. Now he hasn't done anything since then. He hasn't done a film since, basically because of probably school and the pandemic. Does he have anything coming out? Because that kid was magnificent. Okay, he does have one upcoming thing. It's called Silent Night. It's supposed to come out this year, and it does have well, he's not a major role in it. He might be the son or something like that. It has Keira Knightley, Annabelle Wallis, okay, Lily Rose Depp. I'm really looking forward to her latest film, which comes out in April. Lucy Punch, Matthew Good, Roman Griffin Davis. So he's probably the son in that comedy. This film, News of the World, I'm going to compare the two performances. She didn't have a whole lot to do with the actual film. She didn't have a whole lot to do. She sat there and spoke in this one language, which German and North American Indian for most of the movie. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more emotionally attached to her, but that is besides the point. This film is still good, and I'm going to overall say definitely check this out. It is an Oscar quality film. Thus, it is up for 4 Oscars, and we're going to get into that in just a minute. I'm going to give News of the World a B+. I really did enjoy it. Now let's get into what it is up for. We have Best Sound, Best Achievement in Production Design, Score, and is it cinematography? And cinematography. So we are going to look at the cinematography, films. We have Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, News of the World, Nomadland, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. I have seen all those films. I would prefer Judas and the Black Messiah to win it, but I do believe that News of the World does have a chance, but Nomadland and Mank have the best shot, I think. Because there's nothing special about the cinematography with News of the World or Trial of the Chicago 7. But still, I think News of the World has a better shot than Mank does of winning it. Next up on the categories here, we have Best Score. We have Defy Bloods, Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul. Soul is taking this. Since Tenet is not up for Best Score, which I think it should have been, Soul is winning this. News of the World had a beautiful score. I love the score in it. It's a great original score. Next up, we have Best Sound. Am I going to get to sound before the actual... production design. Here we go. Production design. We have The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and Tenet. Production design, I believe, is going to Mank. I believe it's going to Mank. There's not a lot of production design within News of the World. There is some, but I think Ma Rainey, Mank, and Tenet have better production design, but I believe that Mank is not going to win anything besides potentially production design. And that's it. I believe that's going to be it for them, unless they somehow get in makeup and hairstyling, if they're even in makeup and hairstyling. Are they in makeup and hairstyling? Yes, they are in makeup and hairstyling, but I believe that's going to Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I will see you guys for the Oscar predictions in just a couple weeks. Best Sound, here we go. Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, and Sound of Metal. It's going to Sound of Metal. When you have something that has to do with mainly sound, and sound is in the title, it's a given that Sound of Metal is getting this. Sound of Metal is getting this. Sadly, I just don't see News of the World winning anything. I don't see it winning anything. But it is an honor to be nominated. It is a complete honor to be nominated. Now let's look at the 8 nominations for Best Picture. We have The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. Mank, I do not believe it is Best Picture worthy. I don't think so. I think you could have easily taken out Mank and put in another film and put in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I would have put in News of the World over Mank. I would have, but this is the Academy. The Academy loves Citizen Kane. I do not love that film. The Academy probably does love Mank. They are giving it all these nominations, but it's not going to get any wins. If any wins, it's getting production design at the very most. Potentially makeup and hairstyling, but I don't think so. It is not the Gary Oldman makeup like we got in Darkest Hour. We all know that Best Picture is either going to be Nomadland or Promising Young Woman. I believe that The Trial of the Chicago 7 has dropped out because it has no director. It has no director nomination. I believe it has no director nomination. It has screenplay, doesn't it? It has screenplay, I think. But screenplay isn't really enough to normally win you anything. That's the main issue. It's not normally enough to win you anything. It does have Best Original Screenplay, but when you look at it here, Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, and Sound of Metal are the other nominations. I believe that Judas and the Black Messiah and Promising Young Woman should be the frontrunners to win this. I think Promising Young Woman will win this, and potentially Best Actress. It's a 2-horse race between Carey Mulligan and Frances McDormand. I believe that Emerald Fennell doesn't have a shot of winning director, but I do think that Promising Young Woman has a better shot of winning actress and is it adapted? No. Best original screenplay. And director, it's going to ultimately come down to who is winning Best Actress before I, on Oscar night, actually say, I think I know who's 100% winning this. I believe it's going to be Nomadland winning. I would love Promising Young Woman to get in there, but oh well. There you go, everybody. There's my review of News of the World. Stay tuned because I will have a lot more reviews coming your way, including the Mighty Ducks very, very soon. I got a lot of reviews piled up, and I will also be holding off my March ranking video until after I see Bad Trip, until after I see Godzilla versus Kong, and also after I see Nobody. So I will see all of you guys for the March ranking video on Friday, as well as my Falcon and the Winter Soldier review and everything else that I have coming to you. And I can't wait to talk about the next Hallmark film, One Perfect Wedding, next Monday. So I got a lot of stuff coming your way. I will see all of you guys next time.